My name is Enrique Jose Moreno, and I am, indeed, a paranormal investigator, on the hunt to discovering the truth behind the haunted restaurant at the corner house. They say that the place has a lot of dead, crazy things that happens here, especially during the night, specifically of one paranormal demon in particular. That, the hood-wearing, crazy motherfucker, now believed to be a demon, haunting the entire restaurant. But no matter, I will find it, and I will bring proof of its existence. A majority of the people that work here say that they have heard or seen something there, down that hallway, in that room. And then they say that it walks all the way this way. And then they see it on the camera, right here, this very couch. They've also heard noises in the wall, such as footsteps, various other banging and crawling. They feared that he would come through the stairway, make his way down the stairs, and get to them, right in their office. The dangers of working down here in this environment is the unpredictability. Nobody knows anything or anyone. What the fuck?! There's a goddamn fuck. What the fuck is that? Hey, yo, what the fuck is that? There's a whole ass mug in there. No, like, is that a robot? What is that? Animatronic. I did my research, and apparently it turns out that this thing is actually very ancient. According to the wise, it was a suit. An old suit. One with a leather jacket, rather than the nice classic suit that the new model has. As to why it's down here in the basement, locked in the back room, nobody knows. I think it's best if we leave that thing alone. It got aggravated when I yelled. It looked at me. We don't like none of that now. It's gonna get dark soon. And that means I have to get to work. I have a desk job. I have a desk job to do, task to complete. But I also need to check the cameras to make sure that no ghosts enter in my proximity. But here's the difficult task, right? Per se, that the so-called spirit exists, and I capture it. What then? I didn't really think this far, honestly, which I really should have. But that's a problem to worry about later. The damn dog? Here's the thing, though. I think I've got this covered. Is there a restroom somewhere? I gotta do my business. But I'll keep you updated. I promise you that. I will make it out of this thing alive. Make sure that the spirit is put to rest. For good. And that animatronic is fucking destroyed. Because what the fuck was that thing? I have no idea. But all I know is that that was bad news. Bad news. Big bad news. What happens in this room stays in this room. It's locked. Legend has it, the man died in this very spot. He was sitting here, face deep in his lap, when all of a sudden the animatronic from downstairs heard the loud noise, came running up the stairs and ripped his entire face off. And now his face is completely abnormally abstract by a bunch of blankets. Or so we could see anyway. So we found anyway. There's no proof of anything yet. But today I'm here to prove otherwise. Today we are going to prove proof of paranormal. Today we are going to find the missing child. And we are going to see what the hell is going on with that animatronic downstairs. What is going on? Spirit! How do you feel? You know, because you gotta ask how the spirit feels. You know, I just want to know, you know, people are very sensitive today. So, you know, I don't want to assume anything or like that. No sign of the spirit yet. Anyway, I must get to my laptop. Conduct the data. The crazy things that happen in this place have all been documented. I have wandered the building for an entire few hours. I didn't come up with any paranormal events, not until I saw, well, didn't see but heard a couple of strange noises. Spirits! I demand of you to speak to me. Spirits, I don't have all day. I got to get to work. Did we get that? Oh shit. Oh. That light wasn't on before. Oh shit. Perhaps the bathrooms. This is getting weird. The banging in the walls and the stomping of the steps was very random at best. But the light being on, that spooked me. I gotta be honest, nothing about this screams restaurant. This looks more so like a house, if anything. How the hell do they manage to get so many people in this place? Let alone children. It's a scam, I'm pretty sure. Who would do such a thing? Who in their right mind would try to indoctrinate children, keep them in their household, to do whatever pleasures they want with them? Who would try to convince a child to stay and believe in fantasy? And run away from home without parental consent? I can't think of anybody that would do that. It's too despicable, right? But the spirit, they say that the spirit was horrific, terrifying. I would be the judge of that. Best believe. My shift shall begin at 12 a.m. in the morning. There I am tasked with sitting down, watching a monitor, and doing some desk work, flipping through cameras to see if the so-called demon is actually here. I honestly expected more. More paranormal occurrences. But you know, you win some, you lose some. That is just... This is my manscape. This is not the right razor that I'm supposed to be. As for the kid, no signs. But I do have a suspicion that he is hiding behind one of those locked doors that I found. If so, I will find him. And I will take down the spirit. How you doing? Today I'm gonna be booking the FNAF movie because finally, we got some news on the shit, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to see the shit. I'm very happy. But also because I had an idea of what I wanted to do for the movie for a long time. I had a script for a long time, and I actually had to adjust my script to match what we now know is going to be in the film. We know that there's 3 characters. There's Mike, Abby, Vanessa. And here's the thing, that Vanessa's a cop, Mike is a little traumatized, and his little sister is Abby. Abby is a little playful little girl, and that's pretty much all we know. And so now I had to base my new script draft of what I think FNAF movie should be off of that. So here we go, let's get this shit popping. So how I would start this shit, you know I couldn't start this any other way but this. How I would start is at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. They're having a birthday party for a little boy or a little girl, don't fucking matter to me, I don't care. And at the party we got young Mike, a young little Mike with his friends, and he's about to go into the Foxy thing. You know that little air thing where they go in and it blows air and it's got tickets and shit. And Mike, he's gonna try to get the Foxy ticket because all his friends failed, and now he's got to go do it. So while Mike is about to go into that, his friends start to notice, wait a minute, where's the birthday boy? Where's the birthday girl? Where the hell did they go? And so they go looking for it, and then they realize that, wait a minute, they're being led by some yellow rabbit to a back room. And so the kids, they go follow it, and then on screen, yes, on screen, Spring Bonnie murders the shit out of them. Yes, I want to see it. Listen, it sounds demented, but I want to see it. It's got, listen, if you're going to start this movie, you gotta start this movie right. You gotta start this movie with a fucking bang. How you gonna start it with a bang? Kill off 5 kids in cold blood right in front of our eyes. No hesitation. Don't hold back. Go all in. Go all in. Show the carnage. Go crazy. So Mike, he gets the Foxy ticket. He's excited. He's like, oh, look, I got the Foxy ticket. I got the Foxy ticket. But wait a minute, where's his boys? He can't find his boys. So now he has to go looking around for his boys, and then he sees a yellow rabbit. And he's like, oh no. So Mike, he runs to the back rooms, and then he finds their dead bodies. And they're lined up against the wall. They got birthday hats on, except for one. One is inside a suit. The Fredbear suit. The golden Freddy suit. So then the kid gets trapped in there by the Spring Bonnie, and Spring Bonnie, he's like, shh, we're about to have a birthday celebration, you know, being all creepy and shit. And then so he leads Mike over to the table, and he lines up the bodies on the table, like, you know, really creepy shit. I think it'd be like him having a birthday party with a bunch of dead kids would be like very terrifying. It'd be a great start to this film. And the only other person that's alive is in the golden Freddy suit, and they're watching. They can't speak, otherwise they're gonna die. And so then Mike is being forced to give the birthday boy or the birthday girl their last little gift. And the gift, of course, is to pull the fucking plug and the spring locks get activated. So Mike is hesitant. He's got his hand on the shit, and he's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But Spring Bonnie, he's like, I'm going to kill your ass if you don't do it. So then he does it. He spring locks, and bam, the kid is dead. You see the spring lock suit goes off. So after that happens, Spring Bonnie, he congratulates him, and then he's like, you know what, you got to help me clean up the place, you know. Once everybody leaves, once everybody's kicked out of the building, you're going to help me clean up the blood. You're going to help me move the bodies. And so Mike has to help him clean up the blood, move the bodies, and put them inside the suits. And this is traumatizing the little boy until he finally gets an opportunity to run away, and he takes it. He runs. And he's going, and he goes home. His parents are worried. He's like, where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? And Mike, he can't stutter the words because he's scared. He doesn't know what Spring Bonnie's going to do. So the cops get him. And so now he's being interviewed with the cops, and Mike just lets it all spill. Oh, the motherfucker, he killed him. You know, he's going crazy. But he doesn't reveal where the bodies are because he doesn't know that Afton actually pushed the bodies completely into the suits. He only helped, like, move them around and clean them up a bit. That's all he saw. So now Mike, you know, he's going home. He's very traumatized by the whole ordeal, and he's sleeping in his bed, and then he swears. He thinks
he hears something in his room, and then shocker, Spring Bonnie is in his fucking room, and then he gets attacked, he's being choked out, he's about to die from Spring Bonnie, and then he hears his parents running down the hall, and Spring Bonnie, he bounces out the window, he dips. Turns out fucking Afton, that motherfucker followed his ass home, he was ready to kill his ass, and that's the beginning, that's the opening. Mike crying with his parents nearby, trying to figure out what the hell just happened, trying to figure out how the hell that motherfucker got in the house, and there you go. Five Nights at Freddy's. That's how it should open. I think that would be a killer open, yo. I think everybody gonna be invested. Once you see that shit, you gonna be, oh shit, they ain't playing around with this movie. This movie gonna be crazy. This shit gonna be insane. So then we fast forward a few years, and Mike is now older. He's either a teenager or he's a young adult, and he's very fucked up over the whole ordeal. He's doing drugs. He's all kinds of shit. He's really messed up. But now he has to take care of his little sister Abby because his parents died, and he's got to pay the bills, but he's having a hard time paying the bills because he has a hard time getting over his addictions. And so now he's like, oh god, what am I gonna do? What job am I gonna get? And of course he gets advertised Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, you know, to work the night shift. He's like, fuck that, hell the fuck no, I'm not going back to that shit. But you know, after some health problems and some other shit that goes on, maybe some other complications that lead to it, Mike ultimately has to take the job. And so he goes in, he's expecting to meet the manager there, but the manager is not there, but the manager does tell him and inform him, you know, I'm a little busy at the moment, just go and do your own thing, get yourself ready, get yourself to work, don't hesitate. And so now I think the first day of the job should be the best day of the job for Mike. So it starts off, he's cleaning up the place, he's having a good time, he's blasting some music, maybe like an 80s song or a 90s song, maybe a Love Is a Lie by Lion. I think that would be a great pick for a song. And he's just enjoying his time, you know, he's having a good time, he's actually doing his job, he's realizing certain things, he's realizing that, there's like a little handprint on Freddy that he can't seem to scrub off, and he doesn't know what it is, and there's other things that he doesn't know what the hell is about, that he's, you know, when he's fixing stuff and he's cleaning stuff, he's seeing certain things that he doesn't know what the hell it is, like maybe little droplets of shit, or some wires are fucked up, or some things are like really trashed. And so eventually, you know, he settles into his security job work, and he sits down, he's about to fucking, you know, have a high. He's smoking, he's listening to the first call, he don't give a shit, and he's blasting some music, enjoying his time in the office. And then I think that it should start off the first night, hit him with a bang. Mike, he passes out from his high, and then it's like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or something, and the power is out. And that's when he wakes up. He wakes up, it's completely pitch black. He doesn't know what the hell is going on. He gets his flashlight, he's about to go check the place out. He's like, what the hell happened? I guess the power ran out. So he goes and he investigates, and he starts to notice some paranormal shit that happens. Like certain things will happen that's paranormal. Like shit will drop, or shit will move. Some papers will like move, or a chair will move. A door will slam, a door will open. And it's like the slow little paranormal shit just right off the bat. Maybe in like one shot. I think this would be really creepy if you have one shot where he's walking around the place and you just see like a dead kid or a kid sitting in a chair in a frame. It doesn't tell you. There's no indicator. There's no SFX. There's no song. There's no score. It's just he's there. And then in the next shot he's not there. Ooh, I think that'd be pretty creepy, you know, some shit like that to, you know, get us started. So then he goes and investigates certain things. He's trying to investigate how to get the power back on, get the generator running, and eventually I think he should find himself in either like the kitchen or something. Like I think the first interaction he should have is somewhere in the kitchen. He's going to see what the hell is going on. Maybe like something's turned on in the kitchen, or maybe he's going to get a bite to eat, or I don't know. And then he's about to leave, but Chica is in the doorway. And he has no idea how the fuck that bitch got there. And so now he's like creepily looking at it. He walks up to it. He doesn't know what to do about Chica. He's like, this shit kind of creepy. I ain't gonna lie. That bird looking dead at me with them fucking beady eyes. And every time he turns away, he looks away, Chica gets closer and closer and closer. And then once she's out of the doorway frame, he loops around and gets the fuck out of there. He don't give a shit. He locks that bitch in. No hesitation. You know, just have night one be a bunch of paranormal and creepy shit, just to creep the audience out right away, right off the bat. So then night two comes along, and Mike's really fucking weirded out. He wants to like call up the manager, but the manager, he's saying, oh man, I'm busy, man, don't worry about it, man, I'm doing something currently. So Mike, he's also got to deal with Abby, because Abby's being a little brat too, and that's being a little problematic. And so Mike, you know, he's getting conflicted with all this different shit that's going on right now. So he goes back for night 2, and I think night 2 should be the night that is classic Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, in the office, closing the doors, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Freddy, all moving around, dealing with that shit. The classic night 2. So then after night 2 ends, he's really trying to get in touch with the manager. He don't fucking care anymore. He's trying to like, hey, you gotta talk to me. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. He schedules a meeting with the manager, but the manager doesn't show up. So then night 3 comes along, and Abby finally tells him that she's been seeing this strange rabbit outside of the house. At night, she feels like she hears him talking by the window, and that throws Mike all the way the fuck off, because Mike is remembering that time where the rabbit man was in his room. And so now Mike, he don't know what to do. He doesn't want to leave Abby alone, but at the same time, he's got to go do his job. So he lets it slide for this night, and he's like, all right, Abby, just don't stress about it. I'm gonna go in and do my job and all that shit. So Mike, night 3, he's stressing. He's like, oh god, Abby, I hope Abby's okay. I hope nothing bad happens to Abby and all this shit. And while he's doing that, he hears a strange noise. He hears somebody in the building with him, and he goes to investigate, and it's some kind of like crackhead or somebody who broke into the restaurant who's trying to do something. Maybe 1 or 2 people. The amount doesn't really matter, because you obviously know what's going to happen to them. They're going to be body count. And so Mike, he catches them, and he wants them, you know, out of the building, and he calls the cops on them. And, you know, while the cops are waiting, the animatronics attack, and they kill the motherfuckers. And Mike, he's like, oh, get the cops over here now. The cops show up, and it's Vanessa. Vanessa is one of the cops. They investigate, but the bodies are gone. They don't know where the bodies are. They just vanished. So now Mike is really fucking like, what the hell is going on? He is really fucked up. He don't know what the hell is going on. And so now he wants Abby to be with him, but at the same time, he doesn't want to quit his job because he's got to make money. So he has to make like a conflicting choice of like, all right, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna go confront my manager, gonna go say what the fuck is going on. But again, his manager just like, no, I can't talk right now. I'm busy. But Mike, you know, he's having enough. He's trying to get information with Vanessa. Vanessa tells him what she knows about Fazbear's, and this, of course, you know, this leads to some shit going on. And Mike finds out that the rabbit man tried to break into the house and tried to get Abby. And so now Abby is very paranoid, and what Mike doesn't know is that Abby follows him to the restaurant because she's too scared. She does not want to be home alone, and so she follows him, and now she's in there with him for night 4. So now night 4, Mike has to do whatever he can to protect Abby. So while they're in there, of course, the animatronics go haywire as per usual, and Mike, he's trying to defend Abby. He's trying to make sure Abby doesn't do anything stupid, but Abby's doing stupid kid shit. And so now he's losing track of Abby. He's also trying to survive the animatronics because they close in on him. And it turns out the animatronics are not trying to hurt Abby at all. In fact, they're trying to protect Abby from him. You know, Silver Eyes style. So whilst investigating, Abby goes missing because it turns out that Spring Bonnie, the yellow rabbit, followed her, and it was in the building, and then it got her. So now Mike, he's trying to get Vanessa. He calls up Vanessa. He calls up the cops, trying to be like, Abby's lost, and they do an entire sweep of the building. They can't find nothing. They can't find Abby. Abby's just gone, and Mike has had it. They stay in the building for the entire day. Vanessa scopes out the place, and she waits patiently for more chaos to happen. And so now the police, they wait for night 5, and night 5 is the ultimate chaos. So Mike figures out from the previous night, from the previous call, that the manager has been dead for over a week. So that means that whoever's been running the restaurant was not the manager, it's somebody else. And that's when he finds out that it is the serial killer, the one from all the way years ago, that is running the place currently, and he's hiding out in the building. So then while the cops and him are on duty, he strikes. He kills maybe one of the cops, maybe both of the cops, or gets some of the cops killed by the animatronics. And so now he cuts a deal with Mike. He makes Mike, you know what, you were supposed to help me all these years ago, but you ran away and you snitched. But now you gotta make a choice again. Either Abby's going to die tonight, or you're gonna help me destroy these animatronics once and for all. And so Mike, reluctant, he agrees to help Afton in destroying the animatronics. And so Afton, you know, he's camping out in the secret room. That's where all the bodies were. That's where he moved all the bodies of the crackheads, of the former manager. All their bodies are there. He moves the cops' bodies there too. And so now it is a game of cat and mouse. So now Mike, for night 5, he has to try and lure each animatronic to the door so that Afton can zap it with a taser, and then they could destroy the animatronic. And so now it's like a back and forth, but each time something new, something fresh, something different happens. At one point in time, after destroying his favorite, Foxy, Mike wants to stand up against Afton. And this is when Freddy, I want Freddy to be the final motherfucker. So, you know, they take out Bonnie, take out Chica, and after he fights Foxy and he gets brutalized by Foxy, he decides, you know what, fuck this, I'm not helping this serial killer. He's going to kill Abby regardless. And so now he's going against Afton, all the while Freddy is the last motherfucker standing. And so now it's like a three-way, a triple threat match between Freddy, Mike, and Afton, and they're going at it, they're going crazy. So obviously we all know what's gonna happen with Afton. I think he should fuck up Freddy last, and then the spirits fuck him over, he gets trapped inside the suit, he gets spring locked, and yada yada yada. Most of you already know that shit. And this could lead to potentially one of two different endings. One is the good ending where he actually finds Abby, he actually figures out how to get her out of the spring lock suit before it goes off, and they get to go home free because Afton's dead now. So now the SWAT comes in, they saves them, and they could finally put to rest the souls of his friends and of the other dead kids that died that day. And the restaurant is put to an end until the sequels anyway. Or we can do the bad ending where it turns out that Afton already killed Abby, Abby's already been dead, and Mike, you know, he's been working for nothing, but he gets to walk away as the sole survivor from the event. And so now he has to hold with pride his sister's death, unfortunately. Or maybe it could be the opposite, or maybe Mike dies saving Abby, and now Abby gets to live on, and she's by herself, and she gets raised by maybe Vanessa if she survives, or another cop. And then that could be the ending for Five Nights at Freddy's. Those are the 3 potential endings of Five Nights at Freddy's, and that's how I would book the movie. As for the potential sequels, well, FNAF 2, I would say, like, maybe if we have Jeremy and it is still the prequel thing, then maybe he could be, like, possessed by the spirit of Cassidy or whoever the birthday child is. He gets possessed and he gets lured back in every time, and all that showbiz, you know, amp up the stakes for FNAF 2. And then FNAF 3 could be like the ultimate finale of bringing back Afton one more time, and like one of the guards could be either Jeremy or Mike, and they're brought back. Or maybe it could be Abby, and one of the 3 could be the security guard for FNAF 3. There's a lot of different possibilities, but that's how I would book the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. What about y'all? I'm very curious because I can't wait to see this shit. I think this is gonna be movie of the year when it releases. Anyway, that's all I got. Arrivederci, you bitch ass motherfucker. What the fuck?